And just say, you know, I want somebody else to team up with me. I tell you every week after week, there's nothing special about this front area. In any church, there's nothing very special about anybody's front area. But it is, I ask everybody to come up when you can, because the Bible says two is always better than one. He said, suppose one person get cold, he got another brother that can keep him warm, amen? And there's times, I don't care how long you've been in church, I don't care how good you sing, there's times where you get cold, amen? Where your spiritual walk get cold, and you need another brother that can warm you up, or another sister that can warm you up. So if you feel that you're in that place in your life, amen?
Hallelujah.
Where it seems like you just get ready to end it all, it seems like there's no hope. I want you to come up here. I want everybody to shut your eyes. I want you to see who's coming, who's doing what. But if you have enough faith to believe that if I can just come down, amen, and team up with another brother, another sister. The Bible says when two or three are touching and agreeing on the very same thing, that nothing is impossible for them. Amen. I want you to see who's coming.
Day after day, forever.
I want you to team up with somebody. If you don't want to go up here, if you're too bashful to come up here, that's fine. I want you to team up with somebody where you are. I tell you, it's the same God that's up here, that's right there with you, that's across the world, amen? And so I want you to team up with somebody. And I want us all to pray together, amen?
Day after day. Great is your mercy toward me, your loving kindness toward me.
first sermon he's ever did. And I remember when Anthony first came to us, and he went through our program, and the very first day of our meeting, he had to do something, homework or something. He presented it to us, and he broke out in sweat. I mean, he was sweating, and we had to go get rags and towels, and we had to draw him off. But since then, we've seen great improvement in him, and God is really working on him and his family. We're so grateful. He's a hard worker here at the Community Worship Center, and we're excited about what God is going to do. Amen. I tell you every time someone else is going to speak besides me, I've grown to understand that everybody's not going to be listening and looking up. But and it's cool with me. You can speak, shout, stand, whatever you want to do when I'm preaching, clean your nails, text. But when someone else is coming up, I encourage people to really give them support, because it may seem like this is a natural thing to do, to stand up here, but for some people, you know, they really need your support, and it's an intimidation to some people. So I want you guys to support, amen, to clap when you want to clap, and to stand when you want to stand, but don't leave it back in your dry, amen? Amen. Amen. We're excited, Anthony, come on, we're excited about what God's going to do for him, and I pray that God give us the word and forever, amen? Y'all stand up and celebrate him as he comes, amen? We're excited about him. We are excited. Everybody just kind of come up here and be praising one all over. I thank you again for Anthony, God, and I thank you for the word that you blessed him with, God. And I pray, God, that right now, that you remove anything, God, any hindrance that's trying to stop him, God. I pray that this be one of the best sermons that we've ever heard, God. I pray that this be one of the sermons, God, that where everybody in the room, they get a peace that's going to change their life forever. Let it not be a bad, God. I pray that you humble him, and I pray that you bless him for his faithfulness, God, and because he said to do your word, God, to do your work. I pray that you count him for righteousness. Give him a word that's going to convict us all, God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
See how everybody going? Yeah. Pastor Eric pretty much already got understanding. You guys did know quiet when I was lunch. But I am also the last person. So many people expected to see us. Just because I was the last person. So everything that I would be up here delivering the message. Now, the reason for that is because before I made the decision to pick up my cross, I was a terrorist. You know, on the news they talk about Al-Qaeda and ISIS and all these things of that nature, but I was Al-Qaeda. I was ISIS. Not in the eyes of the law, but for the simple fact, the lies that I terrorized. Not only did I terrorize other lives, I terrorized my own life. And all of this was due to, I kept falling victim to my very own flesh. So that's what I want to discuss with you guys about today, is just the battle that we fight within every day between the spirit and the flesh. It's not just me, it's not just the pastor, it's all of us. All of us wake up every day fighting this battle. So, if you have your Bibles this morning, I would like to direct your attention to the first book of Peter, 4th chapter, first through the 7th verse. Then we'll skip over to the 5th chapter. We'll read the 6th through the 11th verse. While you guys are looking for that, I want to take a little time to acknowledge a couple of people. First, giving all honor and glory to Jesus Christ. Because without him, I was supposed to be there. I'll tell you too. The dirt that I was doing in my life, I was supposed to be in the grave by now. I also like to take time to acknowledge my beautiful wife and children. That lady right there, man, she's really stuck with me. And she was right there alongside y'all, helping with me and shit, you know? Pastor, his wife, First Lady, you guys know them. I don't have to explain the distance they will go to see about and protect. All the other ministers here in attendance, thank you. I love you. Those are great group of people. Minister Devon, Minister Beck, who's not here right now. these people, man, they're such a great encouragement, support group of people. So, we'll get into this word right here. Chapter 4, verse 1 through 7. For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer shall live the rest of his life in his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of God. For that the time has passed in our life may suffice to where we wanted to do with the Gentiles and done. Walk in lasciviousness, lust, excessive wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idols, wherein they think it strange that ye run not to them in excessive riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause we that gospel preach also to them that are dead, they that might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the Spirit. But the end of all things are at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Let's skip over to the 5th chapter, 6th verse. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant. Hey, vigilant only means watch, be cautious. Be vigilant, because your adversary, enemy, the devil, is as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the God of all grace, who hath called us into his eternal glory by Jesus Christ, that he hath suffered a while, the Spirit will make you perfect, establish you, strengthen you, and settle you. To him be the glory and the dominion forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Now, first of all, this first book of Peter. Let's talk about Peter. Peter is one of the persons, people in the Bible that him too, he suffered with his flesh. Up to the point of Jesus' capture, Peter was one, I don't know if you guys know the story, but Peter pulled out his knife and cut off one of the guard's ears. Later on, a little bit later on, his flesh also caused him to deny Jesus 3 times. Now, on the flip side of that, Peter was also one that worked alongside Jesus. The Bible tells us that he worked alongside Jesus for about 3 years, such as maybe like a secretary for Jesus. Now, this letter here is a letter that Peter was writing to all Christians, Jew and Gentiles. And he stated that in the beginning of this letter, he referred to these Christians as strangers of dispersion, or exiles, or some of your Bibles might say, even say aliens. Now, he referred to them as that because their way of life. They were Christian, and because their way of life, it was setting them aside from how everyone else was acting. Right. Now, these other Christians that he was writing to, they were scattered all over Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Now, in the beginning of this letter, when he started to write this letter, Peter himself was going through some things. He wrote this letter from Rome. And in Rome at the time, their emperor was named Nero. Okay? And this emperor, he was so caught up on, he wanted to leave his name in the history books. He wanted people to look at him such as, well, look what I did. He really suffered from the pride of life. So this emperor, he set the whole city of Rome on fire, hoping that he would get rid of the little ramshackle houses or the little small buildings, and in the place of these things, he would rebuild palaces made out of marble and all kinds of other lawless items. Now, as they were putting the fire out, some places of the fire they had put out, and they were going to start on another area of the city to help put it out. The fire that they already put out, mysteriously, they lit it in. So, as the whole city of Rome was just burning, it tells us that Nero, he sit on his balcony, and he just waited and he just watched for the whole city to burn. Now, so, Peter was writing this letter to tell these Christians that through all your unjust sufferings, through all the trials, through all the unexpected obstacles, that we should still stand firm and continue to live well. Amen?
Amen.
So, now with this, Nero burned down this city, and as today we say investigate, but back then they started to look into who set this fire. Okay, they got really close to figuring out that it was Nero the one who set the fire. Okay, so they were about ready to revolt. They were about to ready to overthrow him. Nero was looking around. Of course, he's getting scared at this time, and he was looking for the perfect scapegoat. The Christians, which happened to be the aliens, they happened to be the perfect ones to take the blame.